It's been said that good fences make good neighbors. But for one Nebraskan, these fortifications are a gateway to his vision of restoring magnificence to the Great Plains.
The bull, especially the bulls, they're so majestic. The way they walk, they just kind of, they're the boss. And they're just kind of the king of the prairie, like the lion is the king of the jungle,
Watertown Bison Ranch in Amherst, Nebraska is where Dave Klingelhofer and his family house more than 150 head of bovine behemoths, which can stand 6 feet tall and weigh up to a ton.
We were going to buy 2 calves, 1 for each grandson, and we came home with 11. So I guess we got in it that way.
Klingelhofer grew up with 11 siblings on a farm just 5 miles away, raising hogs, cattle, and farming row crops most of his life. And his own corn and soybean operation has afforded the opportunity to sow a few hundred acres with seeds from the past.
Yeah, ever since I was a little kid, I've been fascinated with the Wild West. In 4th grade, American history, we did a lot of stuff with bison and Indians, and I always liked that.
Estimated at a herd size of 30 to 60 million in North America in the year 1600, bison, or buffalo, as they're known somewhat interchangeably, were hunted to near extinction over a century ago. According to figures from the National Bison Association, by 1900, the American buffalo population had dwindled to less than 1,000 head. But conservation efforts have resulted in a rebound of sorts. Industry trade groups claim 20,000 bison now roam public lands in the U.S. and Canada. And while far short of a stampede comparatively, USDA's 2012 Census of Agriculture adds over 160,000 bison, valued at nearly $95 million, on more than 2,500 private farms and ranches on domestic soil. Government numbers indicate less than 100 private buffalo herds exist in the Cornhusker state, but the modest resurgence has served up niche markets for Watertown Bison Ranch, starting in nearby Kearney.
He kind of approached us and said, hey, listen, we have this bison, we'd like to kind of see how it would work on your menu. And so we've introduced it as a special item, and it's gone over extremely well. So it kind of sells itself. People come in specifically for it, and we've done very well with it. It's local, that excites people, and it's different.
While exotic steaks and burgers spur sales, proponents also tout nutrition, citing the meat's leanness and omega-3 fatty acid content, which they say rivals that of fish.
Bison is a beautiful protein. So bison itself, as we know, is a lower fat ratio than beef. It has a higher iron content, and it is very delicate. No gamey flavor to it.
Thanks, Dave.
Klingelhofer attributes potential health benefits of bison consumption to his animal's simple grass diet, which excludes growth hormones and antibiotics.
The difference in a pound of beef and a pound of bison is when you're done frying it, you still have a pound of bison. It's expensive up front, but you actually get what you pay for.
Minimal supplements keep input costs down, but the Buffalo Man says time is a top hurdle. It takes 3 years to get bison to market, but similar ruminants like cattle are ready in less than half the time.
It's a pretty slow process and kind of frustrating a little bit because there's no money coming in. With the beef cattle, you can sell all your calves at one time and get a big check, where these things, it's more of sell 1 or 2 at a time.
Premiums, typically a third or more higher than beef, are the payoff. Consistent price helps lure customers willing to pay $12 to $16 per pound for bison cuts. And the Bison Farm hopes the extended shelf life of certain cured products can help strike a balance with retail prices.
We've never packaged 1-ounce sticks of jerky before, but it's working well. And it was a challenge, and it's a learning experience a little bit, but it's fun.
When it came time to find a processor, Wahoo Locker was a no-brainer. A small, well-known packer a couple of hours away, Wahoo Locker draws clientele from Nebraska and surrounding states. With a reputation for high-quality meats among mainstream and niche producers, owner Charlie Emsweiler says variety, from the barnyard to wild game, sets Wahoo Locker apart from larger businesses which handle only one type of animal.
The process is similar to beef. The meat's leaner, therefore it's going to be a lot leaner product and higher in protein and a very healthy snack compared to beef. Beef you can only get so lean, and bison resembles deer in a sense of the leanness, so it makes very good jerky.
In the hunt for ancillary markets, the rancher from Big Red Country aims to borrow from Native American ways by utilizing all parts of each beast. Old West entrepreneurs used buffalo hide to make leather, bones were ground for fertilizer, and manure was burned as a fuel source. In the absence of wood or coal, natives and later settlers used buffalo chips or plains oak to keep warm and cook meals over. And with abundant supply, Klingelhofer draws modern parallels to outdoor enthusiasts.
It burns clean and hot, and it gives off a nice smell.
As opportunities arise and barriers break down, Watertown Bison Ranch will continue its multi-pronged approach to the marketplace. And while working to increase the size of his herd, Klingelhofer hopes this icon of America's past propels his business into the future.
I think as long as we can have a quality product, people get used to the prices, get used to the quality, I think they'll stay with us. I mean, that's going to be our job, is to make sure people are if they're happy, they'll buy it.
For Market to Market, I'm Josh Buettner.